Batteries fully charged. Launch ready for WWE Aftershock in 3, 2, 1. World Wrestling Entertainment Discussion is live. Cue host Owen Finch.
Welcome everyone to WWE Aftershock Extra. Today we're covering Money in the Bank 2023. I'm Owen the Birdman Finch, and I'm here with
Chris.
He's actually like on camera. This is the first ever,
not the first ever time I've been on camera quite a bit.
No, but the first ever in-person WWE Aftershock.
Extra.
No,
2 also.
Yeah, but first ever WWE Aftershock, like in general. So, that's awesome.
It was the other stuff.
But yeah, today we're covering Money in the Bank, and I'm leaving in like an hour and a half. So, we have to just start talking. No dicking around or anything like that.
Can't do any of that.
You didn't even have time. You didn't even have time to put your hat on or anything like that. That's how much time. Just didn't have time.
That's what it is. This is a sloppy shop today.
Yeah. So let's start talking.
Still in our pajamas. This is how we're doing it.
Oh, I am. I don't know. You look like you know.
Yeah. I'm wearing this shirt that I wore yesterday.
No one even needed to know that too. So it's like. What are you doing? I'm wearing somebody's shirt that didn't even have a match on the pay-per-view. I almost said wasn't at the pay-per-view, but he was there.
They were very much there. In Skybox.
Oh, I wonder how they were feeling after what happened in the main event. They were probably fucking dancing around.
Oh, they were. They were probably laughing at Roman Reigns.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that. So let's start talking about Money in the Bank. There was a kickoff. We had the panel of Matt Camp, Jackie Redmond, and Peter Rosenberg. They did fairly well. There was nothing really.
There's nothing that happened besides them previewing matches.
Yeah.
No matches, no nothing.
They mentioned Jackie Redmond's promotion like immediately. They couldn't wait to talk about it
within literal seconds.
Yeah, and they did this funny thing where the camera like zoomed in on her too. Like it was like weird too.
It was uncomfortably
weird.
But yeah, they just previewed the matches again. I think they're going away from the format of having actual matches on like kickoffs now.
Yeah, I feel like they need to bring that back, like
because you don't need to hear them talk for an hour.
Yeah, especially Matt Camp. We don't need him. We don't need to hear him talk,
especially when it's just previewing shit that we've already know is happening.
Yeah, and then they went and previewed it during the pay-per-view itself. So it's like
I was like, all right. But by like halfway through, it's like this is just the same shit over and over again.
Yeah, there was one awesome thing you could talk about it. Paul Heyman cut a promo on the pre-show.
He cut a promo about how Roman. Well, he was in tears. I might add.
Yeah. Kayla Braxton was doing the interview, and she's like, "I'm gonna try to get a word with Roman Reigns, but if I know his history, it's not gonna be Roman Reigns." And
it certainly wasn't Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
But Paul Heyman was basically like a shell of himself almost.
Mm-hmm.
He was like talking about the Anoa'i dynasty, how he's known this family for 40 years, and how he's known the Usos since they were like 4 years old or 5 years old, and he says that Roman Reigns is gonna stack him, smash him, and pin him.
Yep.
Or whatever the fuck he says.
And he mentioned that
something similar to that.
He's gonna get rid of Roman Reigns is gonna have to eliminate the Usos from all of WWE forever. And we're never gonna see the Usos again. I guess they're gonna die. I don't know. Maybe they're just gonna.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
It's happened.
Yeah. I like how he mentions Roman Reigns is doing all this stuff. Not Solo. Solo's just kind of there. He's not doing anything.
Solo's just there. He's the enforcer. He's not smashing anyone, stacking anyone, or pinning anyone.
Because Roman mentioned on Twitter, too, he was going to smash him and stack him, just like at WrestleMania 37. They actually mentioned one of the competitors in that match. So
they mentioned the Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, so that was good.
Which is kind of surprising. I thought they were just going to ignore it, but I guess not.
Yeah.
I guess they're past that stage now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the only one they haven't brought up is like Jericho, I guess. So
they also ignored the fact, I think so, on the kickoff that LA Knight was in a different company before too.
Yep.
Not that he was released prior.
Because Peter Rosenberg mentioned that he was there before, and then he was let go, and then they said he wrestled around the circuit. They didn't mention where he went though.
It was a circuit.
Yeah.
It was an Impact circuit.
Yeah. And NWA, I mean, like, I can get without mentioning that company. Who wants to mention that company anymore? So
It's up to you if you want to watch it.
I wouldn't watch it.
I wouldn't watch it either.
Um,
I wouldn't even. I can guarantee you, I'm not watching it.
Yeah, but then we had the actual pay-per-view. Michael Cole and Wade Barrett were on the call and commentary. That made sense. There was the SmackDown commentary team, pretty much. Made sense for Wade Barrett to commentate it since it's in the UK. You know, it's in like his hometown and everything, or like his home country and everything like that. So
I thought it was odd that there was no Corey Graves.
Yeah, not at all.
I would have. I mean, I liked the 2-man booth with Cole and Barrett, but I would have liked to see Corey Graves starting in there.
Yeah, but Corey Graves probably was like, oh, I get a break for once. I don't have to.
He's done so much fucking pay-per-views recently too.
Yeah, so
he's done every pay-per-view I think over the last year.
I was thinking the only reason I could come up with is maybe Carmella's due soon, but I think it's still early. I think it's like
She's not ready yet.
Yeah,
she's probably doing a few more months.
Yep. So, you know, maybe he just wanted the day off. He's just like, yeah, I want I don't need to be here. I want this 12 off. So,
it made sense though for Barrett to be there.
I mean, Corey Graves is a hero right now because he went on the Tambourine Hall show and he didn't bash the company or anything like that. He was a very respectable.
He was a very respectable human being.
Yep. But we had the first match. It was the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. It was Santos Escobar versus LA Knight versus Logan Paul versus Ricochet. Let's see, Santos Escobar versus Logan Paul versus
Damian
Ricochet.
Priest.
Damian Priest, obviously. LA Knight was in there. Shinsuke Nakamura was in there. I think we're missing somebody. So it was...
There's 5, so it was...
No, it was 7. Wasn't there like 7?
I will be the one to get the official count in toll.
We're missing somebody. So it was Pete Dunne. It was LA
That's
Knight.
what it was.
We missed Pete Dunne?
Yeah.
Oh, poor Pete Dunne.
Nakamura, Escobar, Ricochet, Logan Paul, LA Knight, Butch, and Damian Priest.
Yeah, so...
I really hate that name.
I
really hate Butch.
Yeah.
The name, at least.
This match was awesome. It was very good. Everybody starts the match just beat the shit out of Logan Paul. They just beat the absolute crap out of him. And then everybody just kind of starts fighting alongside each other. Pete Dunne really hates Logan Paul. He just continuously
beat the crap out of him.
Yeah, that was awesome. They did promos, by the way. We didn't mention like the kickouts. Like they do the video package and they do promos for every competitor, like in the Money in the Bank ladder match.
It's basically the same promos that you saw on TV the week or two prior.
Yeah, but some big spots that happened in the match is Logan Paul kept trying to win the Money in the Bank contract like 3 times, but he kept getting cut off. There was one bit where he climbed the ladder and he went to grab the briefcase, and everyone just kind of looking at him, and they all like tipped the ladder over on him. It was pretty awesome.
That's when they did the Spanish Fly.
Yeah.
But Logan, they panicked because they were both supposed to land on the top rope, but then Ricochet landed inside the ring on the second rope.
Yeah.
And then Logan landed on the top rope, and then they kind of fuck their way to the outside, and then they did the Spanish Fly. Miraculously, Logan didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
Because that looked very dangerous. And granted, this match is an extremely dangerous match, but like the spot to the table was brutal.
Yeah.
Like Logan showed afterwards, like on Instagram, like he was all cut up. There's a huge cut like on his shoulder and a huge scratch mark on his back.
Yeah. It was,
left shoulder blade, I think.
Yeah. It was brutal. And then I think Logan Paul actually he does like a frog splash. And I think he completely took out Damian Priest, but with like a bridge ladder while it was on like the steps. But the ladder didn't break. That was brutal. Pete,
I actually saw too. It was actually KSI that threw the Prime bottle
to
Logan, and then Logan drank it because we saw the Prime bottle come from nowhere.
Yeah,
it was actually KSI who threw it to him.
That makes more sense. And then Pete Dunne does a big moonsault under the outside on everybody. That was awesome. Damian Priest looked like it went on a tear. He did like a South of Heaven chokeslam off of a ladder onto Ricochet. Poor Ricochet, man.
Ricochet took some pretty crazy
Shinsuke Nakamura hit like a knee onto Pete Dunne. We got to see Shinsuke Nakamura and Pete Dunne go at it, which is something I've always wanted to see because we've never really seen them go at it before. And then LA Knight got a big pop. He went after everybody in this match. The finish of the match comes There was a bridge ladder where Ricochet did like a springboard 450. I think that was on to Pete Dunne, because I think that was basically
it was Pete Dunne and
Pete Dunne was breaking
Nakamura.
Yeah, Pete Dunne was breaking people's fingers in this match.
That figure pervert.
Yeah, and then eventually the finish comes. LA Knight gets on fire. He starts throwing people out of the ring. He hits his big finisher, the headlock driver. And it's teased like he's going to win the briefcase. And then Damian Priest gets up there. He grabs him by the throat, but LA Knight's at first able to fight him off. And then Damian Priest hits a Falcon Arrow off of the... Well, not the Falcon Arrow, but the Broken Arrow.
Broken Arrow, yeah. I was going to say South Side of Heaven, but they can't do that at the top of the ladder.
But he hit the Broken Arrow to LA Knight off the ladder, and then he climbed back up and grabbed the briefcase. Before that, I remember they did a bit too where Logan Paul and Damian Priest tried to work together, but then Damian Priest just laid him out with a right hand.
That was funny. Because Logan's like, I'm from Puerto Rico, you're from Puerto Rico, let's work together.
Yeah.
And it didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't happen. But that was the Money in the Bank ladder match. We're probably missing a lot of spots, but it's just so hard to keep track of.
Just go back and watch it.
Yeah.
You really don't need us to explain everything that happened. Just go back and watch it, because the match is really fucking good.
Yeah, but...
I will say this, both Money in the Bank ladder matches hit.
Yeah. Obviously, we were pissed originally, extremely pissed, because we wanted LA Knight to win Money in the Bank. We still think he kind of should have, just because it seems like it's his time. He's really red hot right now. The crowd would have went ballistic if he won the Money in the Bank briefcase. Apparently, this is us guessing here. They were fighting back and forth. Triple H really was pushing for LA Knight to win the Money in the Bank briefcase, and Vince was pushing for Logan Paul to win the Money in the Bank briefcase. So I think they met in the middle ground. They both went with Damian Priest, which makes sense because they both like Damian Priest. You know, Vince pushed him really highly when he originally came to the main roster, and Triple H obviously is really high on Damian Priest. So I think Damian Priest was the middle ground guy.
But Vince hates 40-year-olds, and Damian Priest is 2 months older than LA Knight.
Yeah. So either Vince doesn't know Damian Priest's age, or he just thinks, oh, he looks young enough. He just thinks that LA Knight looks old. I don't know. It does seem like we're going to talk about what happens with it later, that it's going to be a storytelling device. So at least it's not, like they did at least it's not the bullshit they did last year, where, they threw somebody in the match that wasn't even in the match to begin with, and then they won the Money in the Bank ladder match and everything like that. So, yeah, I am accepting of Damian Priest winning the Money in the Bank briefcase. If LA Knight's a babyface shortly after this, I'll be okay with it, because there's a well-made feud for him at SummerSlam, but we'll see. I gave the match 3 3/4 stars, though. It was really questionable going with LA Knight. What would you give it as a star rating?
I give it 3 3/4 too. This match was fantastic. It had a lot of really great high spots in it. It would have been 4 stars for both of us if LA Knight would have won.
Yeah.
But the more that we let it sit, because we were very mad, the more that we let it sit, and in the main event it became a plot device, I like the fact that Damian Priest won.
Yeah.
It didn't bother me at all after a while.
Then we had the Women's Tag Team Championship match. It was Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler defending against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Good women's tag match. They got the heat on Liv Morgan for a while. They targeted her
very early on, too.
Yeah, it was really early. And then eventually Raquel got the hot tag. She went off on everybody. At one point, she almost lost, and she did a big powerbomb to Ronda Rousey while on the top turnbuckle. And then eventually Liv Morgan got the hot tag, and it was looking like the champs were going to put this away pretty much. They took out Raquel on the floor. They threw her into the steps. And, yeah, it was pretty much looking like doom for Liv Morgan and Raquel. But then Shayna Baszler, out of nowhere, locks in the Kirifuda clutch on Ronda Rousey. And she completely goes out. Shayna Baszler leaves. And then Raquel and Liv capitalize. They hit the Tahana bomb, followed by the run-in pay dirt or whatever in the corner. And
whatever the fuck,
yeah,
Lucian, whatever the fuck she calls it.
but we get new women's tag team champions. I really don't mind the breakup of Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey. I really wasn't into them much as a team anyways. And I think this could be interesting. It came out of nowhere. It was a really nice surprise. I think we just don't
There's a couple of them on this show.
Yeah, I think we just don't like Ronda Rousey on anymore. So that's why we're okay with her not being a with because think about it, with them being the women's tag champions. Theoretically, that means they're gonna be on every show. So, and with some of the teams that are in NXT, I don't think you want Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler having, more specifically Ronda Rousey having a match with them. So it's probably better Raquel have the match. Apparently, Raquel and Shayna Baszler look alike, I guess. So I give us 3 stars. We're gonna get a match coming out of this. I think it was assumed that they were gonna have a match one day with each other, but we just didn't think it'd be now. But what did you think of this?
I give it 2.5 stars. The right team won. I thought from the beginning that was gonna happen, but I did read some news this morning that Ronda has an out in her contract coming up soon.
Okay.
So, and she's going to exercise it. So, SummerSlam, they were originally going to have a long reign with the titles.
Okay.
And, but Ronda has an out in her contract, and it's coming up within the next month. So they're going to do the match at SummerSlam. I think around SummerSlam is when it's up, but I think it could be a little bit later than that. But it's out long before WrestleMania, so she's going to exercise that and she's going to be gone.
Yeah.
So they wanted to do the turn, and then the match, and then she's going to leave.
Which I don't think I'm not going to complain if she leaves.
I'm not going to complain either because, quite frankly, she doesn't draw
anymore,
and she's not star power anymore. When she first signed, I was against it to begin with because I wasn't really into her to begin with. She was coming off of a couple of losses, really bad losses in the UFC, but she was still kind of a big name. And then she won me over at WrestleMania. And then she, for a couple months, I was like, okay, she's actually pretty good. And then it's just the mic skills deteriorated.
Yup.
And it was like, okay. And then she finally turned heel. And kind of what she got a little bit better. Tiny bit better. But she just, she plateaued big time.
Yeah, big time.
And then she went away. Had a baby. And then came back and was even more bland.
Yeah.
I don't even know how that's physically possible to even be more bland than she was before. But yeah, if she's going to be gone for good this time, I'm not going to complain.
Yeah.
It just hasn't worked out in total between when she signed and then she took the time off and then came back.
Yeah.
She's just not a big draw anymore.
Yeah. Then, I think this is when Damian Priest gets interviewed. He wants to be called Senior Money in the Bank, not even just Senior Mr. Money in the Bank, just Senior Money in the Bank. And basically he says that he's not going to reveal his tricks about who he cashes in on. He's going to leave it a surprise, but he's just going to celebrate.
It's interesting.
Yeah. And then he said that he's rooting for Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio to win their matches tonight. So we'll see.
What a KOD that was.
Yeah. Then we had the Intercontinental Championship match. It was Walter defending against Matt Riddle. This match was awesome. Really stiff. Walter beat the crap out of Matt Riddle throughout much of this matchup.
Lots of chops. Lots of chops.
Yeah, he worked over the knee of Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle hit some good stuff in this match. He had a really good gut wrench suplex. He hit the floating blow in this match. He had a really good high knee onto the match. And then, yeah, pretty much towards the end, after several chops and suplexes and everything like that, Walter hit the splash in this match too, which was kicked out of. Matt Riddle locked him into the triangle choke at one point. Then eventually, Walter finally put away Matt Riddle. He didn't even beat him with the powerbomb. He locked him in a heel hook, and it was with the injured foot or ankle or whatever.
Yeah, the injured ankle from when he stomped on it.
And Matt Riddle had to tap out. Fabian Aichner, we should mention, looks like he's recovered well from the injury because he wasn't on crutches this time. He's probably not ready.
No boot either.
Yeah, he probably wasn't ready to get back in the ring yet, but looks like he's ready to come back soon. And yeah, this match was great. I'll give it 4 stars. It was awesome, and What'd you think of it?
I give it 4 stars. Also, they worked really well together. Riddle and Gunther worked great together.
Yep.
And it was really a really good match. And I will say this throughout, the crowd was alive through the entire show. Like, it wasn't Puerto Rico, not to that level of Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
But like, just a step below. Like, the crowd was hot all night long, afternoon long.
You wouldn't think it'd be the case because, you know. Even though, because it didn't
Those couple cooldown matches that really, like,
especially
the crowd was alive for.
They wanted any other crowd I think would have quieted the hell down if LA Knight didn't win the Money in the Bank contract.
That women's tag match was put in a very tough spot, and it delivered crowd-wise.
Yeah. Then the match isn't over. Well, the segment isn't over there. Walter's celebrating with his championship. Who returns? None other than Drew McIntyre. He comes back, he attacks Walter, hits him with the glass cow kiss, and he lays him out with the Claymore kick, and he holds up the championship, and now he has a title to go after.
He wanted this too. He wanted an important storyline.
Yep, and
so there's a few things with him. He was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Triple H said that post show. And at the press conference, he was hurt. He got a few surgeries, got a few things fixed on him. The thing is with him, I'm hearing 2 things. I'm hearing he signed a contract, and I'm hearing he didn't sign a contract.
Mm-hmm.
PWI Insider reported that he did sign a contract, but then in the second little blurb, it said that his contract ends in 2024. So I don't know if he signed the contract or he didn't, or it's an extension onto the contract that's ending in 2024. And they're just saying it ends, and then the other one picks up.
Yeah,
it's tough to get a read on it.
Yeah, I'm really not sure what's going on. I'm happy to see him back at least at this moment.
Big feud.
You know, I'm happy with him being a babyface because it's in his hometown. He really couldn't return as a heel. It was going to be a tough sell to boo Drew McIntyre.
It really was, yeah. In the UK, where he's just like insanely.
This is the match I've wanted to see: Drew versus Walter. We saw a little bit of it at the Triple Threat match at WrestleMania. I'm just.
And if it keeps going in the same trend, this is going to be 5 stars also too.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. We did question what's going to happen. Like, is Drew going to actually win the title? Because Walter is still very close to being the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion. He's got to get to September 7th. We've done the math on. Chris and I aren't good at math, so it might be one.
Especially you're better than me. So his actual, it's September 7th, and then SmackDown's the next night. But since it's on Raw, it will be September 11th.
Yep.
Now that he's an American citizen, it would be kind of interesting if they hold it till then, and he has the big. Yeah. This is his first big win as a U.S. citizen.
But the question I have is, like, Drew's got to win the belt soon because, if he is re-signed and everything like that, do you really want to bring him back just to have him lose to Walter?
That is true. That is the thing too. But we also theorized that Riddle could be in it too.
Yeah.
And he could be the one that takes the pin from Gunther, and that saves their match. You could have that at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And you could save that for, September 11th.
We were thinking Payback, but Payback's fucking September 2nd. You really can't. Like, you have to save this one-on-one match.
You can't, you have to save it for after he breaks the... Because, again, I know they want him to break the record, but, I wouldn't mind it if Drew won it at SummerSlam.
Yeah, but I want... Walter deserves to break the record. Yeah. I think we like Honky Tonk Man and all, but Walter really deserves more to have this record than the Honky Tonk Man when you look at the body work he's done with this Intercontinental Championship. And
insane. The match quality is...
I don't think you're ever going to have another person be more worthy of having the longest reigning Intercontinental Championship reign than Walter at this moment.
Really brought the fucking prestige back to the title.
Yeah, so he deserves to break this reign. And break the record and everything like that. So I'm wondering what they do. It'll be interesting, so we'll see what happens. But happy to see Drew back at this moment.
Very happy.
That
was shocking.
And yeah, it's just funny. Like Triple H even mentioned, the dirt sheets. He even mentioned it was news to him that Drew had issues. He's like, I just didn't know. Drew was just. He even mentioned him and Drew had would have phone calls and they would laugh about it sometimes. So we'll see what happens. Because the person who asked the question mentioned it was Triple H that really brought Drew McIntyre back to begin with to the WWE. So,
oh yeah, with NXT.
Yeah.
So he was in charge of NXT at the time.
Then we have one more. I think we had one more match before the big surprise. It was family versus family. Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio with Rhea Ripley ringside. I'll let you talk about this because you're a big opponent to this. So
the little pissant, ungrateful piece of shit son Dominic, that little miscreant, he got squashed. And I was very happy.
I don't think he got squashed.
Oh, he got squashed.
He got some offense in. He got like a draw.
He hit like 2 moves. And he got the shit beaten out of him like he should have. Didn't make any sense for that little piece of shit to win. But yeah, Cody fucking beat him with a crossroads. He had a terrible Cody cutter, which is becoming the norm. That move is not very good. I just wish he would stick to just the disaster kick being his signature, and then because that at least looks good.
Yep.
And then hit him the crossroads.
Yep.
But yeah, he beat him pretty decisively.
It's revealed now he's fully in these kayfabe. He's recovered now. He took his cast off.
He took the cast off.
That's
and then
what
Dominic ran like a little bitch.
Well, it's just I will try to look at it in his perspective. I think his game plan was all thrown off, so that's why he was running. He was trying to come up with a new game plan.
Oh yeah, he's trying to come up with the old excuses. He tried to run away, but it didn't work. That was all the offense I think he got in was in the first before he took the cast off. Yeah. And after Cody took the cast off, he got his ass beat.
But I thought this was very good. I'll give it 3 3/4 stars. I enjoyed this match. I like that Cody won definitively. Sometimes it's close, but he hit the disaster kick, then the Cody cutter, then the crossroads. He won very definitively too. It was very
the Cody, the best of Cody.
Yeah. It wasn't any Cody versus Peter Avalon match where he hit all the signature moves, and it was
the 5-minute squash match after he hit the crossroads 2 minutes into the match,
and then there was a distraction, and then
he fucking
how did he even win the match?
Had another 5 more minutes.
I feel he didn't even win the match with his finish.
I think Jade was the one that distracted him.
Yeah,
he got low blowed.
How did he even win that match? I don't even think he won the match with his finishes because he only hit.
I think he rolled him up.
That's all that.
I think it was the roll up.
That has to be one of the worst.
Cody. It went on for 3 more minutes.
No, we talk about why did Cody not get over in AEW when they were doing shit like that? And it's the fuck,
Also, Cody, too, they sung his whole fucking song.
Yep, it was awesome.
That was amazing.
They were chanting really mean things to Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, they should have.
Yeah, so Cody wins.
Very definitively.
Yeah. I'm glad this didn't main event because they were saying, "Oh, this is gonna be the main event. This is gonna be the main event." I was like, "Yeah, this."
I was looking at the match card. I was like, "There's no way in hell that's gonna be the main event."
Yeah.
That seems like middle of the match or opener match to me.
Which it was what happened. So, yeah, pretty exciting. But yeah, you have a story to tell us. So the next thing that happens is a big surprise. Want to tell us a story? This is why it's a surprise to you. So
this is
behind the scenes right here.
Yeah, this is very meta, very personal. I'm having a party at my house yesterday with 4th of July.
That's why I'm here.
That's why he's here. That's why we're doing it in person. And we're watching the show with 2 of my little cousins. And one of my little cousins is talking about John Cena because, she's 10 years old. She doesn't really know about wrestling all that much, so we're basically going through and explaining to her what's going on and whatnot. She knows a little bit. I taught her a little bit. She doesn't watch very often. She only watches when I watch it. And she likes John Cena. She's still very upset that Austin Theory cheated to win at WrestleMania. Still very upset about that. And she brought up John, and I was like, oh, he's semi-retired. I don't know if he's gonna show up this afternoon tonight. And as soon as I said semi-retired, the fucking trumpets hit. And my jaw hit the fucking floor. I was completely shocked.
Yeah.
Because there was no inclination that he was even in England. None. And it's I was stunned. And I thought that, when they hit the trumpets, I was like, they're trolling. There's no way he's here.
Yeah.
And he literally showed up. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I was like, this is my hero right here. I'm like, I miss seeing him. We haven't seen him since WrestleMania. Like, I missed him.
Yeah.
And it's like, holy crap. Like, he's back. It was so shocking. It was amazing. He basically came out and said that he wants to get WrestleMania to London.
Yeah.
He basically said that that the front office doesn't like coming here because of the crowd reaction. He doesn't like that they boo the good guys and they cheer the bad guys and they make noise and they distract
At one point
the audience.
one point you thought he was going heel.
He was going heel. I thought he was gonna say I agree, but yeah, he basically said that he's here to get London WrestleMania next year, and as he's hyping the crowd's going fucking crazy. I would say the loudest reaction of the night.
Yeah.
It was John, and then it was Drew, and then LA Knight. And even
then
Seth Rollins did a really huge reaction.
The big thing that happens at the end of the show was probably the biggest reaction also. Oh, and Kevin and Sammy, they got
interviewed later on. But Grayson Waller interrupts him to a chorus of boos. He basically says he wants to have him on the Grayson Waller effect next year at WrestleMania Australia. In WrestleMania Australia. And the crowd wasn't having it because Australia and England don't like each other. They actually really fucking hate each other. It was like a penal colony, a jail colony for England back in the day. So they don't like each other. And John wasn't having any of it. Basically was saying we're going to have WrestleMania in England next year. And he went to go leave. And they jaw-jacked back and forth. And John had the microphone up in the air, getting the crowd crazy. And Grayson Waller attacks him from behind and starts beating the crap out of him. Grayson takes too much time. John pops right back up like Super Cena and hits him with an attitude adjustment. And finito.
Yep.
Trumpets hit. Place goes fucking crazy. And he leaves. And it was fucking fantastic to see him again.
Yeah, the segment was awesome.
It was so fun. It went on a long-ass time, too.
Yeah, but I liked this a lot. I don't know, Triple H mentioned it was just a shot of adrenaline type of thing. That's why John Cena was there. He was just kind of there just to kind of pop in type of thing. I don't know if he's having a match at SummerSlam because you mentioned yesterday that he just wrapped up a movie role. So he does have time. He just have time to get into the training of things. The one match, if he is going to have a match at SummerSlam, I think you do Edge at SummerSlam because Edge is going to be on the Grayson Waller effect this week. And, there's already a storyline there always anyway to do John Cena versus Edge.
You could do Cena and Edge. You could do Cena Waller or Grayson and Edge.
Yeah. Because even though I talked about this, Grayson Waller legitimately broke, what was it, his knee or something like that?
He broke his leg in the match against Johnny Gargano at TakeOver.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was a full break because he didn't seem to be showing any effects. And then, when he was drafted, they didn't show it, but he actually had like a leg cast on.
But I think he worked us because he looks like he's more ready to come back now.
He is. Unless he wasn't even hurt and he just worked us to begin with.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, he looks. I mean, I think he was hurt. Yeah. Because there also wouldn't have been. He would have been right away on TV.
But it is a coincidence that he's gonna do the Grayson Waller effect with Edge, and this segment just happened. So maybe it's gonna be Grayson Waller versus Edge at SummerSlam. So
that would be nice. I would like that.
Yeah.
Edge is probably one of Edge's last big feuds with the young talent.
Yeah. Because I don't know what you do. Because obviously Edge just said he's wrapping up his career this year. So.
Either this year, I think he pushed it up a year. I think too. Yeah. Also, I think he said next year. Too.
And Edge needs someone to feud with.
He needs to, that's not Judgment Day.
Yeah.
He's been affiliated with that program since 2021.
He started 2022.
Early 2022 is when he started it.
So
because it was WrestleMania last year. He faced AJ.
Yeah. So. I mean, they could go back to that, AJ versus Edge also. So
or AJ versus Grayson Waller.
Yeah.
Run that back from when Grayson was just debuting in WWE.
Yeah. So, yeah, that'd be interesting. Then it's the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. You're gonna have to pull up your people, but
I will grab the
it's
peeps.
Becky Lynch, Trish Stratus, Zoe Stark, Bayley, Io Sky, and Zelina Vega. So
That's everyone.
They did like faction warfare in the beginning, where Trish and Zoe went after Becky, and
They tried to handcuff her.
Damage Control went after Zelina Vega. Then it breaks down into chaos. Everybody hits dives on each other. We missed a little bit of the match because there was burgers being made, and
yeah, this is food everywhere, so it's like kind of tough to. We missed a few spots, like those. We didn't miss really any of the high spots though.
Yeah, they do a thing where like Zelina hits like a high knee, like a guillotine knee onto like Zoe Stark, like while she's in between the ladder. It was brutal.
There was some very brutal spots in this match too. Also,
Zelina Vega gets trapped like underneath a ladder for like several minutes. Like
at the beginning too.
Yeah.
I'm like, she's not strong enough to move this ladder off of herself.
Yeah. And like at one point, like she has to hold this ladder in position while Trish does like a big like athletic yoga move like on the ladder. Like
shockingly, Trish took a couple of bumps that I didn't think she was gonna take.
Yeah.
One off of the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
In the very early stages of the match, she went to go climb, and someone like just fucking yanked her off the top of it. She took a pretty gnarly looking bump.
Yeah.
And then Becky later in the match hit her with the manhandle slam
onto
a ladder.
Yeah.
And I was like, she was out for the rest of the match. It was crazy.
And then they pull her handcuffs. They try to handcuff Becky Lynch, but Becky's able to fight out of it. Then it's down to like Becky versus Bayley at one point. Bayley turns on Io Sky, by the way.
She knocks her off the ladder.
Yep.
They tried to, I think Wade Barrett was trying to say like she didn't know it was Io.
Yeah.
It was clearly obvious she knew Io was on top of the ladder.
Yeah, or it was instinct. It was like instinct type of thing. But and Michael Cole's like, "Oh yeah, I agree with you." By the way, during the Dom Cody match, Michael Cole and Wade Barrett were great together on commentary. Michael Cole was just like, "Can't this guy do anything by himself in life?" And then Michael Barrett's like, "Why would you need to?" It's like, yeah, Michael Cole should honestly just call every Dominic Mysterio
and Bayley too.
Yeah.
It just works.
Yeah, and Wade Barrett should be like the heel de facto defending Dominic Mysterio.
Yes.
It's just awesome.
I agree with that.
But Bayley and Becky are fighting on the ladder. Becky is still handcuffed too, by the way. Like she still has the handcuffs on her. I think you mentioned this. Zoe Starr couldn't get the handcuffs open, so she had to like go off camera.
She had the handcuffs, and the key was taped to the handcuff, and it's one of the handcuffs that you need to unlock. Now the kids' handcuffs that they give you with our plastic, where you like hit the thing and it opens up. You have to unlock it with the key. Dumb idiot threw the key. Like she literally threw the fucking key somewhere ringside.
Yeah. And
she couldn't get the handcuffs open, so she had to go off camera. They had to get the key, and then she had to open it up. Yeah. I was like, why? Why would you do that?
And then Becky and Bayley fight on the ladder, and then Io Sky handcuffs Becky and Bayley to each other, so now they can't go up any further.
They can only go up like one rung each.
Yeah, so Io Sky grabs the briefcase, goes
and Becky was at the bottom and Bayley was near the middle.
Yeah, and she goes over Bayley, not even over Becky, and she grabs the Money in the Bank briefcase
very slowly, I might add.
Yeah,
just like right in there, just climbing right over.
But Io Sky wins the Money in the Bank briefcase. Really happy about this. It's one of that's the picks that we wanted to win, and everybody wanted Io Sky to win this contract, and I'm happy that they went for it.
I guess one face, one heel. I guess Io de facto face, even though LA Knight's kind of de facto face at this point.
Yeah, so we were really happy about this. It seems like in the beginning it's going to be they're calling Damage Control themselves the holders of the contract, but I could see something happening where Io decides to cash in on Asuka. Or Rhea, whatever one.
Whatever which one she feels like she has the opportunity now.
You know, Bayley gets jealous and challenges her for one of the women's championships. That could be your women's title match at WrestleMania next year. Bayley versus Io Sky. I would probably make it for the women's title. So we'll see. But yeah, this match was great. I'll give it like 4.25 stars. It was absolutely awesome. I think we bumped it up a quarter. I might go 4.5 because also Trish didn't win. That was awesome.
Yeah.
So
I give it 4.5 too. This match was action packed.
Yeah.
But it's probably one of the better women's ladder matches.
Yep.
And there was one spot too where Zelina Vega did the Code Red onto the fucking ladder, and it literally launched Zoe Stark like 5 feet in the air. Yeah. That was brutal.
Yeah. And Zelina took the worst of it.
She did too. She was the one that knocked the ladder down.
I think that was the end of Zelina, actually.
That was the end of Zelina, and it was the end of Zoe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I absolutely I agree too. 4.5 stars. This match was great.
Yeah.
We got the person that we won, and we have a new faction too.
Yeah.
Because it looked like they were a faction. Becky, Bailey.
Yeah. So there's gonna be a lot of memes now that says name this faction. So.
Oh my god, that was so funny. They were just standing there staring at the hard cam. That was so funny.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that was awesome. This continues. Even though we hate this feud, it continues the Becky, Trish, and Zoe feud because they're the ones that introduced the handcuffs to the match to begin with. So
yeah,
there was some cool bits too. Where Becky and Trish had to work together to take out Damage Control because obviously, if you remember, they feuded going into WrestleMania this year. So
yeah, they did that for kind of very early on.
And then Becky and Trish,
someone tried to climb the ladder.
Becky and Trish accidentally worked together to take out Damage Control. So. If only Damage Control were on the same brand, it'd be cool. Like if Becky and Bailey teamed up to take out Trish and Zoe, that'd be kind of like a, Then again, I say that, and then they'll have Bailey show up on Raw because they don't. No, they will. They don't stick to the brand split. So
I hope they do after this because for both matches it was mixed, so it made sense for them to appear on both brands because you can't really if it was just like a Raw. Money in the Bank match or a SmackDown Women's Money in the Bank match.
Yep.
It wouldn't make any sense for Raw or SmackDown Superstars. But since it's like a co-branded show, I guess, it made sense.
Then we had the World Heavyweight Championship match. It was Seth Rollins defended against Finn Balor. Crowd loved Seth Rollins here as normal.
Hot. Super on fire.
They love Finn Balor too. Just a crazy match. Finn Balor worked over the ribs of Seth Rollins. They just beat the crap out of him. At one point they just kind of go for each other's finishers, hit each other's signatures and everything like that. Then eventually Damian Priest comes out. And
this is what we're talking about.
He obviously teases like he's going to cash in because Seth remembers that he did this at WrestleMania 31 where he cashed in and turned it into a triple threat match. But the match continues. He sits at ringside. He teases like he's going to cash in, but instead he just sits at ringside. Then Finn Balor goes on fire, just starts destroying Seth Rollins. He hits a coup de grace twice off of the announcer's table, and then he looks like he's going to win the championship. He goes for the coup de grace. Damian Priest stands up, as if he's going to cash in. This distracts him. Finn Balor, and he misses the coup de grace, and Seth hits the curb stomp onto him, and he beats Finn Balor and retains his World Heavyweight Championship. Afterwards, Finn Balor and Damian Priest are arguing with each other.
Finn is reading him the riot act, just screaming at him.
Yeah, so
Finn was fucking angry.
Yeah, so I give the match 4.5 stars. I thought it was awesome. And I liked obviously the Damian Priest element, the attitude, and this is what kind of made us turn around and saying, okay, this is okay that Damian Priest won the Money in the Bank briefcase because they're going to do something with it.
If this is going to be a plot device to them feuding eventually, I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah. One thing I hope for the Money in the Bank is I hope we get the winners benefit from it because they haven't really benefited from it the past few years, really. So that'd be nice. I would like the briefcase holders to, obviously hold the briefcase for a while. At least the women's one. The women's one never has a long Money in the Bank briefcase like Reigns.
They also have 100% efficiency.
Yeah, so
in terms of cash-ins.
Yeah, I hope Io's not the first one to fail the cash-in. That'd suck. But
I don't think she would be.
Yeah,
I think they would be willing to give her make it be 100%.
Yeah. And I will say I'm okay with the briefcase holders jumping brands because that makes sense. You could challenge for both championships.
Oh yeah, that's the privilege of winning it.
Yeah,
so you can jump to both brands. You could switch brands. You could challenge for. She could challenge Asuka for the women's
title. Damian Priest could go challenge Roman Reigns for the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. So. That's probably not going to happen, but you know it could happen.
Or challenge Seth.
Yeah.
What I think might happen is that he might challenge Seth for the World Heavyweight title.
Yeah.
And then Finn cost Damian by accident.
Yeah.
The World Heavyweight Championship, and then that causes dissension in the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
And that causes the eventual ousting of Damian Priest.
Yeah. And who gets brought in? JD McDonough, because they've been building to that for a little bit. So
I would even have him debut kind of the same way that Finn debuted in Judgment Day.
Yep.
Where they beat the crap out of Edge and put him through a table.
Yep. That'd be nice.
Like that, I would like that. That'd be a nice callback.
Then we had the main event. Not the show, so you can stay right here. No, he's leaving. It's the Bloodline Civil War. It's Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa versus the Usos. The original kiss of death was the fact that Michael Cole and Bray Barrett kept mentioning that Roman Reigns has not been pinned since December 15th, 2019. Not been pinned or submitted.
For 3.5 years.
I remember your cousin asked, does that mean he's never been pinned, like, ever? Like, that was kind of funny. Like,
yeah, I was like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I mean, that'd be impossible, but
yeah,
it could happen.
Yeah. But this match was awesome. Roman and Solo take the match throughout the beginning portions of it. They get the heat big time on Jimmy Uso for a while. Like, big time. It made sense that Jay was going to be the one that gets the hot tag. I thought that made all the sense in the world. And
yeah, because they've been building up to that Roman Jimmy stuff.
Jay gets the hot tag. Oh, before this, we forgot to mention Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn before this were there.
They were very interested in that tag match.
Yeah, they... You know, Kayla Braxton interviews them. They talk about retaining their championships. And then she asks about the Bloodline. And Kevin Owens just looked visibly annoyed. And Sammy's just like, yeah, we're here to watch the Bloodline. We're interested in it. I just love that Kevin got annoyed. But, you know, that's why they're fucking there. Like,
that's why they're even there in the first place. They got a big pop. And they played Sammy's theme music, too.
Yeah.
It was very weird.
It was weird, though. They had him. They should have done the interview differently because they had the backs to like the crowd. Like they do. Like
they should have. What they should have done was had them stand towards the skybox, facing like towards the ring, and have Kayla be in between them, interviewing both of them.
Yeah.
Instead of having Kayla, it was Kayla, Kevin, Sammy.
Yeah.
Like in that order. Like it didn't even make any sense. Like.
By the way, during the kickoff, Jackie Raymond talked about how worried she is. She's going to have to run around backstage and interview people now. It's like, she's fucking worried. Like, nervous. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, I think, they're gonna make it work with them.
I think they enjoyed that main event a lot.
Yeah. But let's talk about it. So, yeah, Jey Uso gets the hot tag. He goes off on Solo Sikoa, really takes him to town. He hits a really cool suicide dive onto Roman Reigns and on the Solo. Just really on fire. Eventually, Roman and Solo take back over. And they just destroy the Usos. Superman punches. One point, the Usos hit a spear on Roman Reigns.
Double spear, yeah.
And Roman kicks out. You know, he nearly... No, I think Solo broke it up, actually.
Solo broke it up.
Yep.
At like it was like 2.1 or something.
Yep. And then the match continues. Roman and Solo nearly win. Roman hits the spear. And Solo hits the spike, and Roman hits the spear and the spike at the same time onto Jey.
That was insane.
And then he stacks the Usos up on each other. And we're thinking it's over because typically when they do that finish, when you stack, you know, your opponents onto each other, that's the end of the match. They both kick out, not just one kicks out. They both kick out.
They both kicked out, and Roman is like beside himself. He's sitting down. He's literally visibly shaken by that.
Yeah,
he was like almost in tears.
We were surprised he kicked out of this too. We went crazy for it.
I was like, no way. I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm like, that's it. And then they kicked out, and I was like, yeah. Jay got the piss beaten out of him with that.
Yeah,
with that spear Simone spike combo. That was nasty.
Because the ref went down too, so that's what.
Oh my god, the ref got his ball sack obliterated.
Yeah, because the Usos had a one doing that with the 1D on Roman himself. So we're like, okay, yeah, that's why we think it was over too, because like there was that visible pinfall. Then Solo Sikoa was gonna murder Jimmy Uso, splash him through the table, And then Jimmy moves, and Solo just gets put through the table. He's done. Wade Barrett was checking on him too, making sure he was okay.
Yeah.
So good on Wade Barrett. He's a good commentator, good boy.
Good man.
Yeah. He wasn't doing his job though. He didn't talk for like the rest of the match after that. He's so worried.
I think his
about
headset
Solo.
was fucking destroyed too. Also.
Yeah, but his voice probably too. He was mentioning he was screaming all night. So, but then it's the Usos. They hit double super kicks on Roman Reigns. They hit the double splashes on the Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns gets pinned. He loses on pay-per-view.
For the first time in 3.5 years.
I mean, not even just pay-per-view. He loses. He gets pinned on.
He technically
WWE.
picked up an L.
Yeah.
In the tag match, with Kevin Owens,
but
and
he
John
didn't,
Cena versus the Roman Reigns and
but
Sami.
he didn't get pinned. So this is the first time. This is the first time he's been pinned or submitted since December 15th, 2019.
3.5 years.
And Chris and I say we don't know what to do with ourselves now. We live in a world now where Roman Reigns has been pinned.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we can't believe it. We can't believe it. The Usos celebrate this. This is awesome. Roman is just losing it ringside. And the match is 5 stars. I thought it was awesome. Like, it was great storytelling. Really 5 stars, too, because it's the first time Roman's been pinned, and it made sense it was Jay. Because, actually, let's also talk about this. They do a callback where Roman, he hits I think he hits the Superman punch or something, and he kicks out, and he low blows Roman.
Yes,
like he
did the low blow, yes.
Yeah, at Clash of Champions.
Clash of Champions, yeah.
So, this was awesome. Like, and yeah, I just can't believe it. And it makes sense that Roman took a pin now. Like, it probably should have been when he lost the belts, but I like that it happened during the title reign. Because now there's a believability that he could lose the belt now at any time.
Yeah,
so,
that's it. Yeah, he could lose the belt at any time, which is crazy.
Yeah. And because Jay's not going to get the belt, it looks like, at SummerSlam. I think the best bet, the best way to put him over, he was now he could say forever in his career, he was the first guy to pin Roman. It made sense it was Jay, too, because of all their history together, that it was Jay Uso.
Yeah, exactly, because that's what started it out.
Yeah.
Right there. Roman versus Jay.
Yeah, so this was awesome. And yeah, now we've seen Roman beaten. I wonder how he's going to react to this now. Like, is he going to blame Solo? Is he going to blame Paul? Is he just going to lose it? It's going to be interesting now.
It's become less of a predictability.
Yeah.
That Roman will lose now.
Yeah.
Become more. It's becoming more like a real possibility.
And I think I like that he's been pinned now because he's gonna it's gonna show how he's really unraveling now too. So yeah, I think too there was that report that came out like earlier this year. He's holding the belt till September 2024. There's no way he is now if he's lost now and he's unraveling. I'm accepting of him having the title another up until Mania now because this happened now. So,
he could theoretically lose it between SummerSlam and WrestleMania.
Yeah, no Rock appearance. Your cousin asked about the Rock, and then you're like, I don't want to say anything now. I don't want to say anything now.
I don't say a damn thing.
Because he didn't want the Rock showing up. Because there was a point where I think that we thought the Rock was going to show up because everybody's down at one point now.
Everyone was down. The ref was down.
Yeah.
And I was like, here it is. I was like, here's the Rock.
Yep. Which I like the fact. I kind of like the fact that Rock didn't show up. I don't think he was needed here. I think it's the Usos storyline. I like that because I feel like
the Usos storyline and the Rock.
Yeah, because I feel like too, there's not much of a story if Roman gets pinned because of the Rock. It's just he just transitioned to a feud with the Rock now. But not like the Usos actually beat their cousin, by themselves pretty much.
It's a beauty.
We gotta do letter grade now. I think we said A, right? Solid A.
Solid A.
Only thing that brings the show down is LA Knight not winning the briefcase.
It's the only thing, really.
Yeah, everything else was awesome on this show.
I got what I wanted from this show besides the opener.
Yeah, so...
The opener, great match. Right person won. And then they didn't let us down.
Yeah.
They actually put the titles on a good tag team in Raquel and Liv.
You got to see Dom get the shit kicked out of him.
I got to see Dummy Boy get the piss beaten out of Dum Dum, as Rhea calls him.
And then The Seth Finn Balor match delivered. We had
the last 2 matches were classics.
Yeah, Walter versus Matt Riddle was awesome.
That was a really, really good match.
And then
the match sucked.
Yeah, no match. I thought you said the match sucked.
The match. Yeah. Every match. But no, every match hit.
Yep. We had a lot of surprises on the show. Drew McIntyre returning. John Cena returning. And Roman Reigns taking a pinfall for the first time.
And Roman Reigns, I will say this, he was very fucking angry at ringside.
Yeah.
He was screaming and yelling.
He's unraveling, buddy. He's
and
it's all his fault.
And it's all his fault. I think Jay said it before. It's all gone to his head.
Yep.
And Cody even said he's gonna be on an island of his own.
Yep.
And he is technically.
Yeah. And who started this all? Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn started this all. So. Sami
Zayn is the Zayn.
Yep. So
he is the Zaniac.
That's really it. We have nothing else to talk about. That's Money in the Bank. We got to do this relatively quickly because I'm leaving. Well, in like an hour now. But now Chris and I can just chill and just take a breather. But let's do plugs and promotion. Watch, I'm going to do this video and I'm going to find out the sound cut out like halfway through the video or something like that. I just know that's coming.
We're just going to do it Monday then. We'll push it off the...
then
we'll push off the Underground.
Do you want to plug that?
So, we're recording this on Monday. I have no fucking clue when it's going to air.
Probably Tuesday.
But Raw Underground is returning to NXT on Tuesday, and we decided that it was not a mutual pick. I was forced to do this. We're gonna do the very first episode of Raw Underground.
Yep.
And in the future, this is also a mutual pick. We're doing Raw from MSG, where Kane unmasked and tortured me for years.
Yep, because
with his fake burnt face.
SmackDown's in MSG this week, so. Also this week, NXT TakeOver London Retro. That's going to be like a crossover pick, like post. It's supposed to be pre-Money in the Bank hype, but it just didn't work out that way. But post-Money in the Bank hype.
Shit happens, we get busy.
Yeah.
Especially this week, it was crazy busy.
Post-Money in the Bank hype, pre-All-In hype, since All-In's in the UK also. Yeah. All-In has a big thing. It has big shoes to fill after this pay-per-view, by the way.
They do. So, they do, because this is fantastic.
Yeah. And then... we have WWE Aftershock this week. AEW Spoke, airing probably Tuesday also. And then, that's basically it. All in the Talkinator. You can check out all the stuff there. The Ben 10 Guessing Game, the Kiss Times Sis, the long-awaited review of that will be up. And then the Wrestling Rundown's returning. There will be, I think we're going to record it Sunday, and then it will be up Monday. And then, Indie Force is coming back with James and all of his crew. That will be recorded July 6th. I say live, but it's probably going to be recorded because James, he probably hasn't fixed his box yet. So
pre-recorded, baby.
Yeah, everything's pre-recorded.
Pre-recorded to edit.
Yeah, so... Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching this, and we will talk to you guys later. And since it's being recorded in the past, we will talk to you guys in the future.
Podcast has concluded. Be sure to check out more group discussion as far as WWE content is concerned, and check out more content from For the Win Productions.